Good evening, everybody. We are the Conscious Gatherers. My name is Beverly Thompson, and I'm here with AJ Royce. And so we're here to share more information with you today and have a few things that we want to go over, of course. And I think it's a story, I think a wonderful story that Royce is going to share with us because it's going to take us into places for us to really start thinking about. So that's that. So this is our 71st episode, and today's date is June 28th, 2022. So, all right. Well, we are, in fact, I'm on vacation, so I'm down in the islands, and so we're not across the table from each other. And Royce, say hello.
Hello. It is kind of weird not being across the table from you.
Yes. So, we feed off of each other, and obviously we don't have those visuals right now, but, so you may find us talking at the same time. If so, just bear with us if you would. Anyway, yeah, well, we just kind of say it to what it is. All right. Well, there's a lot going on in the world, and I know we say this every episode, and what I heard earlier as I was tuning in for tonight, that the problems or issues are being solved because the world looks like it's turned upside down, and people are saying, I don't know what's true, I don't know what's real, I don't know what to believe, I can't believe what's going on in the world, all these things that we're hearing out there. And so I was told to let everybody know, please relax, as all is being revealed or outed. And it looks like fire, it doesn't burn. That was kind of interesting. So in other words, it looks like fire, but it's really a bunch of hoopla, and which to me says it's really not true, as other truths are being told. So again, what we're being told in the media may not be quite right on. So do remember that interesting verbiage, though. Looks like fire that doesn't burn. So go ahead.
Can I add something to that?
Please do.
Okay. I had forgotten about this when you first told me about that, but years ago, I was studying one of the tarot cards, the Chariot, and while I was studying it, I had an experience, a mystic experience, and this realm that I found myself in, there was like all of this water, just almost like tumultuous, like if there was a storm out at sea, but all of this water, but there wasn't any wetness, and there was all of this fire everywhere, but there wasn't any heat. So the Chariot, there are some that will say that it has to do with after fighting the good fight, you finally get to a place to where things start to flow with ease again. So I see that as a very good sign for our civilization. We have come through some rough times, and I believe that we're about to come out on the other side of this and see things have worked out perfectly.
Thank you. Yeah, what a vision. Because I did get the words, and what you just said, Royce. It said, I got the words forecast, sunny and bright. So there you go. So just hold on a few more months of going through probably a little more turmoil, but just stay centered as everything plays itself out on the world scene, and it is playing itself out. And it's even looking at the word out. It's playing itself out means being shown for what it is, but it's also being played out, and it's going out of our paradigm.
Yeah.
So the two ways of looking at the word out. So,
yes.
All right. Well, Royce, if you would, I'd love for you to share what we were talking about earlier about Kenya, and I'll let you take it from here.
Okay. I wanted to tell what I saw in meditation first, because it fits in with what we were just talking about. When I went into meditation, what I saw were all of these cartoon figures, one right after the other, and I was like, what in the world is going on here? What's with the cartoon figures? And then all of a sudden I got it. I understood what was being said by that. It's like the life that we see, the world playing out. It's like a cartoon right now, and if we can see it that way, as a cartoon, cartoons most of the time they have a point, but it kind of sneaks up on you that something silly would have a point. But if you can back up from this cartoon that we have playing out, back up so that you can see it from a distance, you'll be able to see not only the humor in it, but you'll be able to discern what the point is. And then when you figure out what the point is, without getting caught up in the cartoon and these silly characters, then you can learn from that point and take it with you and use it in your life. So that was what I got from meditation today.
Yeah. All right.
And you wanted me to tell about this Kenya thing. There is a culture called the Samburu culture, and they are in Kenya, and these women have founded this place that they call Umoja. That's Umoja. It was founded in 1990 by females. It was founded as a sanctuary for homeless survivors of violence against women and young girls running from forced marriages. And so these women have started this culture, and of course it is a total matriarch type of culture. No men are allowed, excuse me, but they have made a wonderful thing. They have a school, a cultural center, and a camping site for tourists, and they make wares like jewelry and things like that to sell to the tourist so that it can help out the community. Now, the thing that I really found intriguing and very uplifting was the school that they have started. Now, of course, there are these little children that they have with them, and the children are being taught, boys and girls, that they are all equal. And so that's how this whole new society is starting. Brand new, clearing the slate from the old, totally subordinate society that they had before to where everybody works together because they're all equal. And they have from time to time, when they first started this culture, they the men from the where they came from would raid the town from time to time, and they never lost heart. They stuck with it. They stayed true to their beliefs because they knew that this would work, and it is working. They are starting a brand new society where everybody is learning equality. And I just I think that is just such a wonderful thing that they went for it. You know, they they thought of something that they could do to help at this time when the world looks, very cartoonish. So I'm just very thrilled by this. And again, the name of the place is Umoja, and it's in Kenya. If you wanted to look it up on the internet, so.
Wow, what a story! And when Royce was sharing with me earlier today, I just felt this whole story, and I'm minus men are included, is that we are becoming a whole new society. And there's no more servitude, or you use the word subordinate, or caste societies. Those are waning and leaving us on earth. They served whatever purpose and of being subordinate, and there's no place for it anymore. And so there are uprisings in many countries where women, men, whatever it may be, are standing up and saying no more. So I just think that's interesting.
Yeah, they found a way to do something, and we can relate that to our lives here in this country. To just think of these ingenious ways that we can help to get the ball rolling in the right direction again.
Exactly. And one of the words I got earlier today was recast. And I thought, recast. And so, after I heard the story about the Kenyans, or Umoja, I thought, yeah, the cast sounds like it's like cast in stone, but it's not. It's like being recast, taken out of that, and then we're creating our all new society. And so it's, I see us not being held back because many people are held back, and talked about censorship, all of that. What is that? Being held back. You're not speaking what your truths are, at least for you. And for the so-called good of society, when no way is it good for society when you can't express yourself openly and freely. And so as we learn to open those hearts and our minds is to freely express ourselves, and doing so, we get more creative. And that creative process really kicks in, and it can be in anything. And I think there's so many people today that have that creative ability, invent new inventions, be it a technology, whatever it may be. And then people start doing what they love. And then the whole of society changes because people are having fun, inventing or just being, for that matter. You don't even have to be doing. But as a world, yes, there is movement. We do create. We do have to, grow our foods, whatever it may be. And but we're going to start doing it in a whole new way that is in tune and synchronistic with the earth, and good for our bodies, that sort of thing. Because anything else is not going to be. We're going to realize it's not going to feel good for us, and so that feeling comes in, and you go from there. And the more that you open up to your abilities, because everybody has those abilities, and nobody's are the same, then another person will open theirs and feel freer to do that. And it's like, yeah. So I hope I'm making sense, because to me it's so exciting.
Yes, it is exciting.
Yeah. I've had visions through the years. I used to have one vision, for instance, schools. I would see people in a park, and they would be walking by, and then it would be the children gathered around, and a storyteller telling a story or demonstrating something, and the children would be around, and then the adults would stand at the back, behind the children, and be mesmerized by what was being shared. And so it's hands-on, but then it gets those creative juices going, so to speak. And these people are sharing, their abilities, their thoughts, their poetry, or their words of wisdom, whatever it may be. And then you can choose where you want to stop in the park, for instance, and learn from what is being given. Hope this makes sense. And I can see schools going in that direction. In fact, I think there are some schools. I may mention this in another podcast, but it got me all excited. I'm not at all a teacher. I'm a teacher, but not a teacher. But as in schools, and but to me, teaching would be that much more fun, and again, more hands-on, and to what endeavor a child wants to go into. But giving them the option of showing them the different things that are so-called out there, and then they can develop their own, and create or invent whatever word you want to use, from being in. I'm trying to get the words out here. Being in that environment. This makes sense.
Yeah,
or Royce, you can help here. So,
yeah, well, sometimes all you need is to know that you're in a safe environment, and then that's when the creative juices start flowing.
Yeah.
Because if you've been in an environment where things just were not working, most of the time you'll find that you don't feel very safe as well. But when that is changed, then it opens the door. It's like your whole being opens up, and it's like, oh man, I'm thinking about these wonderful things I never thought of before.
Yes.
And come up with all these wonderful ideas that are very helpful in these times.
They are. In past podcasts, we talked about merging realities, and as we're merging our different realities and timelines, etc., and merging with our higher self, which is a highest aspect of our soul, which is our body too. I mean, we're all it's all one. That more information comes in, and then you even get more creative, and then another person gets more creative, and it's that freedom to create and not feel ostracized for thinking a little bit differently, but encouraged.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. Do you want to add to that?
I don't think so. I think I've said all I have to say about that.
All right. Yeah. Again, I think the forecast is sunny and bright, and I just love that, and because it is, and just hang in there as we get through these times right now, and get through these cartoon characters, as Royce was talking about, because it's like, wow, is life a cartoon? In many ways it is, because sometimes it's laughable, but it's, I don't want to laugh at anybody's expense. But when you start looking at everything, it's like, what the heck?
When you look at it from a distance, and that's usually when the emotions and all are separated out of your thoughts, when you're able to see it more clearly from a distance, separated from it, so you can really see what's going on. You can get the point.
There you go. Yeah, good. Well, I received these words later this afternoon, which summarizes what we've been talking about. The words are: rethink what you have been taught. Use common sense. Use your feeling centers. They are opening, as does a lotus. This is a part of your makeup. It is us. All falsehoods will no longer hold in your paradigm. Create anew. So that's that.
Exciting times.
Yeah. So
it truly is an exciting time to be alive, you know. Sure, it's difficult from time to time, but we're doing something here.
Yeah.
We're being creative. We're seeing things as they really are without the blinders on. And sometimes that's a bit scary, you know, when the blinders are first pulled off. That's why they put blinders on horses a lot of times when they're in a race, because, you know, it gets scary when you know that there's another horse, you know, getting ready to slam right into you from the side. It gets scary. So our blinders have been taken off, and we're going full speed ahead. And what I see,
it's okay to question. Yeah, it is. It's okay to question everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think we have every right to question everything.
Yes, because, you know, when you are growing up, we're taught an awful lot, and if you never ask any questions, then you don't get to figure out that that's the truth that you really believe. When you start asking questions, then you may come right back to the same point. It's the same thing. Yes, I believe that. That's truth for me. And then again, you may find out that, wait a minute, something's not adding up here. I think I might believe something else, you know, and that's fine.
Yeah, but it's fearful because I've heard a few people say this. They're afraid to question what they know in their religion, for instance, and because it's scary for them, because they hold on to it so tightly, and so when they, if you're given the ability to question it, you have the ability to question. But if you give yourself the freedom to question that, which may make it more real for you, or it may not, as what Royce just said. So repeating what you said.
Yeah, if you're not willing to have your little apple cart turned over, then, start asking questions.
I just had a drop call, so I'm not sure where we left off, and had to call back in. So this is whatever. It's technology at its finest, right? I guess it's dropping the old paradigm. There's a metaphor for this.
Yeah.
So excuse us, and we're going to try to splice these two recordings together, and hopefully they make some sense. But I think we did mention most everything that we wanted to talk about, and
yes.
Yeah, and so we did want to sign off and not leave it hanging in the middle of the sentence. Anyway, Royce, do you want to add anything of what's going on here?
What, in closing?
Yeah, in closing, please. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to, like I always do, thank everyone for having the guts to stay. It has been very interesting. Like I said last week, this raising in vibrations thing's not for wimps.
Not at all.
I am very, very appreciative and very grateful to be on the planet at this time with all of you. And I want you to know that I love you very much. Love you for staying, and love you just because you are you. And so just hang on and do what you can to find your happy place on the inside. And eventually that happy place will be on the outside as well. So hang in there.
I'm glad you said that. One thing I am going to mention again, in the last couple of weeks, I've had numerous conversations with people that are having really big problems with being dizzy. And
yes.
so,
yes.
yeah, especially dizziness, vibrating, whatever it may be. And so it's all part of your body. Make sure your body is rested. Make sure you eat good food during these times. The human resonance has been spiking a lot. And I did hear, but I really don't know. Now that I said this, I'll go ahead and tell you what I heard, that it was nothing for, I don't know if it's seconds or whatever. I'm like, how can that human resonance go down to zero? But anyway, don't quote me on that, folks, that I did hear something along those lines. So not sure what that means. But it's just that
would
there's,
fit.
Would it fit? Yeah, there's frequency, and now the frequency's in us and it's in the earth. So just hang in there and treat your body kindly, please. And, if you need to rest, if you can rest, do. And not be worried about being ill. And if you are worried about any illness or whatever it may be, do go see a doctor. And they may or may not find something. But it may be just the energies that you are feeling as we're raising our vibration and people are waking up. And some of them are just hitting right between the eyes, which, pineal gland is in the brain, right between the eyes basically, but it's like being hit between the eyes or, whatever. It's like, wow. So things are happening. People are noticing, and some people are still afraid to say anything. Again, the more that you talk about it, gives them they may feel that gives them the permission to speak up. Yeah, I feel that too. Because it's not for wimps, as Royce just said. It can be scary.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what's going on with my body? And it may not be that, not be a big health hazard. It may be just something that your energy in your body, your DNA is changing. So anyway, thank you very much. Our next episode is going to be on July 12th, 7 p.m. Anybody wants to join us live, you can see the numbers. We do post those on our YouTube channel, Conscious Gatherers. So you can find it there. And if there's any questions for either Royce, myself, or Terry that used to be on these podcasts and occasionally will come back, that number is 864-999-3008. And also you can make comments on our YouTube channel page, and we welcome those. Any questions, whatever it may be, or comments or additions, and which we've had, and we really appreciate those of you that have contributed. So, all right, enjoy the next couple of weeks. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Happy Independence Day to those of us that are United States, and those of you across the world. Remember, this is independence for everybody. And it's our own independence, our own freedom, and our own sovereignty. So thank you very much. All right. Good evening, everybody. Enjoy life at its fullest. Bye.